Hi yogis, welcome to my class. So today's class is going to have a focus on backs. So lots of folding, bending, twisting, turning. Do take care with your lower backs. So always keep the knees soft in a forward fold. If you feel any pain, just come out of it, take a rest in child's pose. Otherwise, enjoy the class and have fun. We will start our class and we'll start off lying down because it's the best way to start. So coming to lying on your mat, have a strap or a belt or a towel or whatever nearby that you can use to pull yourself around, and just come to lying down. Any comfortable prone position. I'm going to stick with bent knees, knees together, feet apart. Bring your hands onto your belly, joining thumb and index finger, and just rest your hands around your belly button. And then just kind of sink down into the mat. Relax the shoulders, relax the hips. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose, release the shoulders. On your next inhale, try and get your hands to lift as you inhale. Can you get your belly to lift up? And exhale, release it down, relax the shoulders. One more deep inhale and really try and get the belly to lift. Get your hands to lift on the inhale. And exhale, really sink down. Perfect. Bring your arms to your sides, palms facing inwards towards your hips. Bend your knees, bring your feet together, knees together, and either bring your feet in close so you can touch the heels, or caterpillar, wriggle your bottom and body down so you can touch the backs of your heels. So you can have the feet slightly apart, knees slightly apart, but as close together as is comfortable for you. Palms are facing. On your next inhale, imprint your lower back into the mat, lift the arms up, fingers pointing to the ceiling. Pull your belly button up and in, really get the lower back into the mat. Now lift one arm up, one arm, one shoulder off the mat, and release. Imprint lower back, other arm lifting, other shoulder lifting, and release. Reset your lower back, pull your belly button up and in, and inhale those arms overhead. Palms are still facing towards each other. Reach the arms as long as you can, but don't let your lower back lift. Keep pulling the lower back down. On your next inhale, bring your arms back up. And as you exhale, lower them out wide to the side, T shape. Feet and knees together, and just drop your legs one way. You can let the opposite hip lift, but don't let the shoulder lift. Draw belly button up and in to bring the knees to center. And then exhale, lower them the other way as far as is comfortable for you. Inhale to center, lowering them again. Turn head in opposite direction. Inhale to center and exhale, lowering in the other direction. Inhale them back to center. Reset your imprint on your lower back. Fire up your core. Draw your belly button up and in. Lift one knee. Lift the other knee. Bring the knees and the feet together. Inhale, arms up overhead. Now, it doesn't matter which side you do, but we're doing opposite arm and leg extension. So I'm going to do right leg, left arm. On the inhale, extend arm long behind you, stretch out the leg. And then drawing them in back to center. Inhale, length, and exhale, back in. Inhale, extending long. Now you can bring the leg down lower, but that's stronger on your lower back. Inhale, back up. So see how it feels. Maybe you want to bring the leg quite low, maybe not today. We're going to do a couple more on each side. Really point the toe as you extend. Really reach the opposite arm as you reach overhead. And then maybe one more on each side. Reaching long. Keep pulling your belly button up and in. And coming back to center. Bring the knees into the chest. Interlace fingers over the shins. Pull the knees in tightly. On your next inhale, lift head and shoulders up. Can you tap your nose to your knees? If not yet, maybe by the end of the class. And slowly lower the head and shoulders down. Flex the feet, reach between your legs for your big toes. And then draw the knees to the armpits, push the heels away. Taking a happy baby, rocking and rolling from side to side, maybe turning the head as well. Breathing here, massaging your back. This should feel lovely on your back. And then pause. On your next inhale, start to straighten the legs out to a straddle. They don't have to come completely straight yet. Inhale, draw them back, happy baby. Exhale, extend a little bit straighter this time. And inhale, pulling them back down. Last time, strong extension, push the heels away. If your shoulders have lifted, pull them back down to the mat. Pulling on the big toes, feel the stretch down the back of the hamstrings, maybe into your calves. Then release the toes, T-shape your arms. Use your core strength to bring the legs slowly up, meeting up, feet pointing to the ceiling. Bend the knees, hands behind the thighs, and rocking and rolling up and down the spine. And coming up to your comfortable cross-legged seat pose. Resting your hands on your knees. Inhale, lengthen to the spine, shoulders are drawing down. Pull that belly up and in as we just start to circle over the hips. 3 big circles going one way. So slowing it down maybe. And next time you're forward, pause, change direction. Just easing out the lower back, breathing here. And coming to a still pose. Bring your hands either side, fingertips are on the mat. Slide your arms away as far as they will go, and then reset your spine. Shoulders are down. Keep the fingers on the mat, don't let them move. As you slowly come forwards, pausing when you've gone as far as you can. Inhale backwards, leaning back a little bit. And once more coming forwards and pause. Slide your fingers in a big circle around, coming in front of you. Fingertips are on the mat. Lower your chin to your chest. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, slide the hands away from you, maybe coming a little lower in a deep forward fold, but don't let the hips lift. Breathing here. Another 5, another 4, another 3, another 2, another 1. Lifting your head on the inhale, walking yourself back. Bring your hands either side, fingers are pointing forwards. Lean back first of all, pausing here. If you want to take this deeper, push into hands and lift up onto the knees. Arching your back, lift the hips, looking behind you for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Lower your bottom down. Bring your left hand next to you, fingers pointing forwards. If it's hard to get your hand flat and you've got a yoga block, you could always put the block there or a cushion. See how it feels. So left hand down, fingers facing forwards. Right arm extends out long. Turn and look at the hand. As you inhale, lifting the arm up. Exhale, folding sideways. Don't let the hip lift. Inhale, lifting up, and exhale, folding deeper. Bend that left elbow. Inhale, lift, and exhale, deeper still. Maybe elbow coming to the mat. See how it feels, but don't let the hip lift. Draw that shoulder back, look underneath the arm. Fire up the core to bring yourself up and switch to the other side. So right hand fingers forward, left hand extending. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up, and exhale, folding deeper. Inhaling up, and exhale, folding deeper still. Pausing here, look underneath the arm. draw the shoulder back, keep the core fired up to bring yourself back up and hands to heart center. Interlace fingers, push the palms away. So what you're aiming for is almost like a seated cat-cow. So first of all, spine is straight, belly's pulling up and in, pushing the palms away. As you inhale, pull the belly button up and in, looking up, maybe a little back bend, just the shoulders coming back. As you exhale, hands forward, C-shape your lower back, chin to chest. Push the hands away so you feel it across the tops of your shoulders. Inhale, lifting up, looking up, a little back bend. And exhale, chin to chest, push palms away. Inhale, lift, looking up. And exhale, chin to chest, C-shape your back. Release the hands in front of you, rolling over your knees or bringing your feet out to the side, setting up for cat-cow. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Push hard into the hands. Make sure your arms are fully engaged. Pull your belly button up and in. Strong core. Now lower the belly, but keep the belly button pulling up and in. Lift your tailbone. Pushing into hands and knees, arching up, chin to chest. Releasing down. Belly lowers, tailbone lifts. Pushing into knees and hands, arching up, chin to chest. And releasing down. A couple more rounds and you might want to speed it up or slow it down. See how it feels for you today, but you should feel this across your entire spine. Really moving the spine, articulating particularly your lower back. And then we'll all come to a neutral pose. Right hand stays under right shoulder. Left hand starts to lift. Twisting up, looking up. You'll feel this in your mid-back. Exhale, thread the needle. Bring the shoulder, the cheek to the mat. Lifting the right hand, bringing it up behind you. Tuck your fingers into the hip crease if that's accessible for you. Relax the shoulders as you sink deeper down. Try and let go of any tension in your upper body. Just let your knees support you, your shoulder and your left cheek. Breathing here. Then inhale, right arm up, hand in front of face. Push into the right arm, twisting to look up. And release back down, resetting all fours. Left hand stays under shoulder. Right arm lifting up, twisting up. Thread the needle as you lower right cheek, right shoulder to the mat. Maybe inhaling left arm up and over. Relaxing down here. Breathing here. Inhale, left arm up, hand to mat. And then twisting arm, reaching up, getting that lovely mid-back twist. Now, keeping your hips over your knees, start to pad your hands long away from you. Slide the hands away as you lower your chest, your forehead, maybe your nose, maybe your chin to the mat for a complete back stretch. Now, I want you to actively just squeeze your shoulder blades in a little bit behind you. Can you track from your neck all the way down your spine and feel all of those muscles as you sink down into the pose? Muscles tightening around the spine. Pull your belly button up and in here. Lifting your head, walk your hands back to all fours and reset yourself here. Tuck the right toes, extend right leg long. Left arm long in front of you, little finger on the mat. Squeeze your core muscles as you inhale, lifting up, pausing here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and replace the knee and the hand, switching to the other side. Extending, inhaling, lifting your biceps by your ear. Flex that foot behind you, really like you're trying to kick a wall. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and replace hand and knee, and just give your hips a little sway from side to side, just easing it out. And then pausing here, tuck your toes. You're going to push into your hands and lift up to a crouching dog. So bring your belly and chest to your thighs. And then walk your hands back towards you, coming to rest belly and chest on your bent knees. Push into the feet, chin stays tucked to chest as you super slowly roll up to standing. Arms coming up in front of you, palms facing. Follow with the gaze as you lift up and exhale, bring the hands down to either side. Inhale, shoulders forwards, up, back, and down. Inhaling and exhaling. Big, big circles going one way and then pause, change, back, up, forwards, and down. Don't forget, keep that belly button pulling up and in. And then pause for just a moment. Come to standing with your feet at hip width. Inner edges of the feet are parallel, arms just by the side. On your next inhale, start to lift the right arm. Pull the shoulder down though. And then slowly sliding left hand down the thigh, come to a fold. Fire up your core to come up and over, circling the arms. And exhale, bend. Inhale to circle and exhale to bend. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful. Coming to stand upright again. Just give your shoulders a little bit of a shrug and then make sure you're right at the back of your yoga mat. Feet hip width, so roughly a clenched fist width apart. Knees same distance apart. Pushing down through your feet. Lift your toes, spread them wide, place them down. Our little pelvic tilt here. So from your lower back, drawing down, belly pulling up and in. Arms facing your thighs. Inhale, arms out in front of you, palms facing. Follow with the gaze as they lift and take a little back bend. Pull that belly up and in as the arms come up and over. Chin coming to chest, softening the knees. Arms are dangling, leading with the head as we slowly do a spinal roll down. Hands come to the mat, walk them forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4 to take your plank. Pausing here. Lower the knees, hinge past the wrists, hug your rib cage, folding forwards to your cobra, sliding up, little halfway lift, pushing into your hands, tuck toes, and we're in downward facing dog. Walk the hands back. 1, 2, 3, 4 to your fold. Pause here. Can you yet get your hands flat with your legs straight? If you can't do it with straight legs, bend the knees, but get the hands flat. Lift your toes, spread them wide. Tuck chin to chest. We're going to do a really slow roll up. Pushing into the feet. Arms are hanging heavy. Chin to chest. Pull that belly button up and in. Support your lower back as we start to straighten. Arms coming out in front, palms facing shoulder width. Arms lifting up, taking a little back bend. And exhale, arms coming forwards and down, chin to chest. Soft knees as you slowly roll down. Hands to the mat. Step it out with your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pausing in plank. Lower the knees, chest and chin. Sliding to your baby cobra. Pushing to your knees, tuck toes. Downward facing dog. Walk the hands back. 1, 2, 3, 4 to a deep, deep bend. Maybe this time legs will go straight. Hands are flat on the floor, just a little bit in front of you. Push into the feet, chin to chest. As we slowly, slowly, slowly roll up. Palms are facing shoulder width. Inhaling up to a back bend. And exhale, arms coming forwards, chin to chest, softening the knees, rolling down one vertebra at a time, hands coming flat. 1, 2, 3, 4 with the hands to your plank. Knees, chest and chin. Sliding to your baby cobra. Push your knees, tuck toes, downward facing dog. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. And I'd like you to pedal out the legs, push one heel to the mat and then the other. Maybe twisting a little bit in the hips, looking for under one arm and then the other arm. Stretching out across your middle of your back. Breathing here. And then pausing. So thinking about our backs. We have our lumbar back, our lower back, which is usually where we have problems. Your thoracic spine, the kind of middle part of your spine, and the cervical going up to your neck, all joined, connected, and work so hard all the time. So give your head a little nod, a little shake. Push into your hands. Can you get your chest closer to thighs? Can you lower your heels a tiny bit more? Can you lift your kneecaps? Can you draw your belly button up and in? And then lifting your head, bend the knees and walk up to the top of your mat to a deep fold. Big toes together, heels apart, coming to a deep, deep bend. Wrap your forearms around the backs of your calves, fingertips pointing down to your heels, and grip around the back of your ankles. Straightening the legs. Can you draw your nose to your knees? Can you get your legs a bit straighter? Can you pull your head closer to your knees? Breathing here, working on straightening those legs a teeny tiny bit more. Working on getting your nose closer to your knees. And then release the arms. Take hold of your big toes with middle finger, index finger, and thumb. Straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Pull the shoulders away from your ears. Your neck is long. You're looking straight down to the mat. And then bending the elbows out to the side. Can you pull yourself a little closer to your thighs? Nose coming to knees. You can always soften in the knees a little bit, but working towards straightening them. Give your head a nod. Give your head a shake. Release your neck. And then releasing the big toes. Bring your hands to your hips. Soften in the knees, keep chin to chest, push into feet to super slowly roll up with hands on hips. Eventually coming upright, roll the shoulders up, back and down. Beautiful. So let's work on chair pose, which is great for your back. So bringing your feet together, knees, thighs, calves together, like you're zipping up from your feet all the way up on the inner legs, really squeezing them tightly together. Ground down into the feet, push down, lengthen the spine, shoulders up, back and down. Don't forget our little pelvic tilt. Now turn your hands so they're facing behind you. Inhale, lift your arms up as high as they'll go. Squeeze them up higher, feel your triceps engaging. As you exhale, start to bend in the knee, lifting the arms up, sinking your hips down. Now have a look down in front of you. Can you see your big toes? If you can't, move your knees back. If you can, sink your hips a bit deeper. Reach the arms a bit higher. You should be feeling this on your upper back. Stretching, lifting. Don't scrunch the back of your neck. Keep the neck long. Sink the hips more. Spread the fingers wider for another 5, another 4, another 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands to heart center. And then you're going to start twisting over to the right. Bring the left elbow outside the right knee. And then push against the knee to bring your hands back to heart center, looking up to the ceiling. This, I fall over in this. This might be enough for you. Stay here. Keep the hips sinking down. Or release the arms. One left hand to the floor, right hand to the ceiling, taking a twist. See how it feels. And then hands to heart center, back to the middle, and right elbow outside left knee. Pushing your chest up so your hands are back at heart center, looking up to the ceiling, staying here, or releasing the arms, breathing here. Whichever option you're taking is perfect for you. Another 3, another 2, another 1, hands to heart center, and fold forwards. Now, folding forwards, can you get your legs completely straight?
Can you bring your hands down either side of your feet, getting them almost flat to the mat? If they're not flat, bend the knees a little bit. Beautiful. Lift your toes, spread them wide. Pressing into your hands, lift your right foot and step it back into a long lunge. Right hand under right shoulder as left arm lifts up to a twist. Breathing here, reaching up, draw the left shoulder back. Imagine there's a wall behind your shoulders and you're trying to push both shoulders against that wall. The left arm lifting up and maybe looking up to that hand for another 5, another 4, another 3, 2, 1. Left hand to the mat, step back and take your plank. You can lower knees, chest, chin, or come with me in a chaturanga. Biceps hugging the rib cage as you slowly lower. Inhaling cobra, or maybe up dog. If you're in up dog, knees are lifted. Over the knees or over the toes to your downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up high, three-legged dog. Looking forward, sweep, or take hold behind the heel and move it forwards. Left hand under left shoulder and right arm lifts, twisting up. Draw that right shoulder back. Imagine that wall. You're pushing both shoulders against it. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand outside, right, left, right foot. Step forward, toes together in your deep fold. And every time we come to a forward fold, to an Uttanasana, I want you to try and get your hands flat and try and straighten your knees. On your next inhale, reverse that swan dive. Lifting up, looking up, and hands coming to heart center. Take a moment, reset, big toes touching, heels apart, our little pelvic tilt, and then arms coming down to the sides. Can you lengthen your neck? Can you find a tiny bit more length in the 7 vertebrae of your neck? Imagining a golden cord, golden string or thread, lifting you up by the crown of your head. Lift the kneecaps. Squeeze the fronts of the thighs up and in. Inhale, arms out wide. Looking up and take a little back bend. Keep pulling your belly up and in as you swan dive to your mats. Inhale to your halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Step one foot back and the other foot back to your plank. Lower the left knee, left foot behind you. Right arm lifting to a side plank. On your next inhale, draw your belly button up and in and lift that right foot. Flex the foot. And then bring the right arm up and over, bicep to the ear. And then push the foot away, reach the arm like someone's pulling you by the hand. Someone's pulling you by the foot. Find a little bit of extra length down the right rib cage, the right side of the body. And then bringing yourself back, taking a full plank. Right knee lowers, right foot behind you. Right hand under right shoulder as left arm lifts. Supported side plank. You can stay here if it's more comfortable. Otherwise, coming with me. Inhale, left leg up, flex the foot. Left arm, bicep to the ear. Push the foot away, reach the arm. Really stretch out the whole of the left side of your body. You'll be feeling this in your shoulders and across the middle of your back, maybe in your lumbar spine, your lower back. See how it feels? And then both hands to the mat, take your plank. Drop the knees as wide as the mat. Bring your big toes together. Drop heels down to hips to heels. Lower your forearms, lower your forehead. And take a breather in child's pose. Relax the shoulders. Relax your hips. Releasing here. And on your next inhale, lift your head. Push your hands into the mat and walk them in towards you and coming onto your knees. So we're going to be doing a little bit of camel pose, back bend, and it's a strong-ish back bend. So there's always options in yoga. So what I always recommend is, first of all, maybe doubling up on your mat. Give your knees a bit of extra padding if you're on a hard floor. Protect your knees.
And then you want your knees roughly a clenched fist width apart, and tuck your toes. Tucking your toes brings the heels closer, easier to reach. I don't love back bends because of lower back issues, but they are good for strengthening. So make sure you're pushing down through the knees, fire up the fronts of the thighs, draw belly button up and in, that little pelvic tilt here. Doing that little tilt. And the first option is bringing your hands to your lower back. Fingers are pushing down over your butt cheeks and the palms of your hands are over your sacrum. And you want to get the sense that the palms are pushing down as you lengthen your spine. Then squeeze the elbows towards each other, draw your shoulder blades towards each other, pushing the hips forward, belly button, I can't stress this enough, pull that belly button up and in. As the hips push forward, grow your spine, lengthen the spine, neck is long as you start to arch back and lowering your head behind you. So you're coming into a back bend here, using your hands to support you. You need strong thighs for this one. To come out of it, really pull the belly button up and in and draw yourself back upright. And you can stick with that variation. It's really, really good for your lower back. If you want to take it a bit deeper, the next stage is inhaling one arm up and over to the heel. Inhale, other arm up and over and take hold of both heels. You're still squeezing your shoulder blades together. You're still pushing your hips forward. You're still pulling your belly button up and in, but you're pushing your chest up to the ceiling and maybe dropping your head, looking a little bit behind you. To come out of this one, fire that belly up, bring one arm up, circling it over, and then the other arm up and over. We're going to do it one more time and you can choose which variation you want to take, and we're going to hold it for 10 seconds. So choose what's going to be comfortable for you. If you're coming with me to the full pose, draw that belly button up and in, one arm circling up and over, other arm up and over, touching heels, squeeze shoulder blades. And we're going to stay here for 10. Keep pulling that belly button up and in. For 8, for 7, for 6, squeeze those shoulder blades together. For 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Fire up your core as you bring one arm up and over, other arm up and over, flatten your feet. And we're going to take a child's pose with knees together, feet together, arms down towards your feet. Lower the forehead, drape yourself over the thighs, stretch your back up this way. Back bends are not always fun, but they are good for strengthening. We do a lot of forward folding, but not enough going backwards. So just relax here for a moment, breathing it out. And then lift your head and bring yourself up to sitting on your knees. Next, I want you to bring yourselves down, however you come down, just take it easy, right onto your front. So your belly is on the floor, your chest is on the floor, your feet are out behind you. Make a little pillow with your hands, rest your forehead for just a moment. Now bend your knees, bring your feet up so they're pointing up to the ceiling, and just start rocking your knees from one side to the other. Hopefully easing out any lower back tension you might be feeling. Move slowly here. And then pause and release the legs back down. Slide them together so that your big toes touch, but let the heels just flop out to the side. Now bring your arms out to the side and behind you, palms are facing up. Rest your forehead on the mat. Now push your pelvis, your hip bones into the mat. Pull your belly button up and in. Slide your arms long away from you so your shoulders start pulling down and away from the ears. Keep that belly button fired up and in. As you start to lift the forehead, start to lift your shoulders, maybe your chest, and then the arms come up, pushing up to the ceiling, dart pose. And as you exhale, rolling slowly down, arms releasing, and then forehead to the mat. It's important to keep pushing your hips into the mat, to keep lengthening the arms.
Inhale as you lift, push those hips down, lift those arms up. And exhale, slowly, slowly lower. Again, reach arms long, push into hips as we lift up. We're going to stay here for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and slowly lower the forehead to the mat. Bend the knees, take hold of the top of your right foot with the right hand, left foot with the left hand. Bring your knees wide and bring your toes to touch. First of all, push your hips into the mat. Pull your feet up quite tightly towards your bottom. And then pushing hips, pushing your belly into the mat. You're going to inhale and kick the feet into the hands, lifting the legs, lifting head and chest. You're balancing on your hip bones, on your belly. And then keep hold of the feet and slowly lower forehead and legs to the mat. Inhale, kicking up, lifting up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And exhale, lowering to the mat. Bow pose. Inhale, up, and we're going to stay here for 5, for 4, lift the legs, for 3, squeeze the shoulders, for 2, for 1, and release. Release the forehead, let go of your legs. Bring your arms in front of you, hands making a pillow. And again, you can windshield wiper your legs from side to side if that feels nice. If your lower back doesn't like this, don't do it. Just rest. But I find this really helps my lower back. And then pause, tucking toes. Bring hands either side of your chest, pushing yourself up onto your knees. Bring your legs out and come to sitting about halfway down your mat. So we're going to do a shoulder stand as part of our back work. Number 1 rule in shoulder stand, do not turn your head. 2 ways of coming up. Number 1 is putting your feet on furniture or a wall to bring yourself up. Number 2 is using momentum. So move slowly, move carefully. So when you're lying down, getting ready, make sure you've got enough room behind you. Pull your belly button up and in so your lower back is into the mat to start off with. And then either using furniture to kick up or using momentum, bring your hands to your lower back, to your sacrum. Bring the legs up, bring the knees down to your forehead, and then try and walk your elbows in closer towards each other. Try and push your hips up higher. The higher your hips go, the easier this becomes. And then maybe straightening the legs up. Keep your chin tucked into your chest. Don't turn your head. Point the toes, flex, point, flex. Maybe circling the feet here. Maybe coming out into a wide straddle. Or maybe starting to bring one leg behind you. Can you tap the floor with your toes? Inhale back up. And exhale other side. So building up for plow pose, you need to get your hips up high. You need to be right on the top of your shoulders. Flex the feet as you start to bring them down. You'll tap the floor quicker. And just work on one leg at a time, moving slowly. And then if you want to take full plow pose, flex both feet. Slowly, slowly start bringing them up overhead, keeping the back nice and long and toes come to the floor. If they touch the floor, you can release your arms, staying in plow pose. Staying in plow pose or staying in your shoulder stand. The choice is yours. You could always have a really nice plain shoulder stand, moving the hips, moving the legs, or coming to your plow and staying in a plow. See what's going to feel nice for you. I'm going to stay here for about another 10 seconds. Keep working those hips up. Keep the elbows as close as you can to each other, squeezing them towards each other. And then to come out of it, use your hands as brakes and super, super slowly, one vertebra at a time, rolling down on the mat, really, really slowly. And then bring the knees into your chest, give them a little squeeze. And as we've done shoulder stand, we're going to do the opposite pose, which is fish pose. So make sure you've got enough room on your mat to extend your legs long. Lift one butt cheek, put the hand underneath the other butt cheek. So basically you're sitting
Hands are palms down. Now tuck your elbows into your side. Push into your elbows and forearms, lifting up, lift the head. Have those elbows close to each other. And then maybe crown of the head comes to the floor in your fish pose. You can point your toes away from you. And we're going to stay here for another 10 breaths. Stretching out the chest, stretching out the throat. A lovely pose to do after shoulder stand. It will make your back feel all better. Staying for another 3, another 2, another 1, and then slowly push into forearms, lift your head, slide the elbows wide as you bring yourself down to the mat. Walk the feet in, lift your buttocks, bring your hands out, give the knees a hug in, give them a squeeze, a little rock from side to side. And then pausing here on your next inhale, lift head and shoulders. Can you now tap your knees with your nose? Maybe it's working now. And then release head and shoulders, T-shape your arms, lower the knees to one side all the way, turning head in opposite direction. Relax your shoulders, relax the whole of your back. Relax your hips, your arms, your legs. Close your eyes. Breathing, just relaxing here. Feel that lovely, lovely twist in your spine. It should feel amazing after all the hard work we've done. To come out of it, pull that belly button up and in. Strong core. Bring the legs up to center and lower them to the other side. Turning head in opposite direction. Just let everything relax down. Let go. Relax the hands, the feet, arms, shoulders, hips, legs. And again, to come out of it, fire up the core, bring yourself up, bring the feet to the mat, and Shavasana, your choice. Knees together, feet mat width, or soles of the feet together, knees dropping out, Supta Matsyendrasana, or legs extending long for full Shavasana. Whichever option you're taking, bring the arms in closer to your side. Tuck your shoulder blades in a little bit underneath you. Give your hips a little waggle, your head, your shoulders. Find your comfortable Shavasana. Close your eyes and just relax. Focusing on your breath, on your next inhale. For 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, relax those shoulders. In, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, relax your face. Carry on breathing at your pace. Deep, slow, even breaths. Focus on relaxing the shoulders. Focus on relaxing the hips. And then very softly, very slowly, just start turning your head. Chin to one shoulder, back to center, chin to the other shoulder. Back to center, moving your toes, your fingers, sliding your legs together. Inhale, arms up overhead. Take a full body stretch. Stretch the left side, the right side. Slowly, slowly bring one knee in, squeeze it into the chest, the other knee in, give them a really good squeeze. And one more time, inhale, lift head and shoulders. Tap your nose to your knees. It's easy now, right? And then releasing head and shoulders, rolling onto one side, bringing yourself up to a comfortable cross-legged seat pose, bringing hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up, looking up. And as you exhale, hands to the third eye, to heart center, and namaste. Thank you for joining me.